Blackhead prevention begins with a calm routine, not an aggressive one. Blackheads form when oil, dead skin cells, and debris collect inside a pore, and the surface of that plug is exposed to air, which causes it to darken. They are not a sign that someone is dirty, and they do not usually improve when the skin is scrubbed harshly. In many cases, rough treatment only leaves the skin more irritated and harder to manage. A better approach is to work with the skin instead of fighting it. Wash the face gently in the morning and again at night with a mild cleanser and lukewarm water. Avoid very hot water, harsh scrubs, rough brushes, and the temptation to attack the skin as if it were a stain that can be polished away. If makeup, sunscreen, sweat, or daily buildup is sitting on the skin at the end of the day, properly before bed. Comic products are usually a better choice for people who clog easily around the nose, chin, forehead, or jawline. Moisturizer still matters, even for oily skin, because stripped, uncomfortable skin can become reactive. If the skin tolerates it, salicylic acid may help loosen the material that blocks. People also benefit from adapalene, used gently and consistently over time, because it can help keep pores from becoming clogged in the first place. Important is to start slowly and stay steady instead of using too much too fast. Squeezing blackheads with fingernails or metal tools may feel productive for a moment, but it often leads to irritation, marks, and a cycle of touching the face that creates more trouble than progress. Hair oils, pomades, and heavy styling products can also quietly contribute to clogged pores around the forehead and temples, so it helps to keep those products away from facial skin when possible. Pillowcases, hats, and phone screens do not need to become a source of anxiety, but keeping them reasonably clean supports a better environment for the skin. Blackhead prevention is not a dramatic battle. It is a habit. It is a calm routine repeated long enough to make the pores less congested and the skin less irritated. And now, with that practical skincare advice folded away neatly like a clean towel in a quiet bathroom cabinet, let us step away from cleansers, mirrors, and cotton pads and move into the longer, warmer part of the evening, where instead of talking about pores, we find ourselves in a small American town full of folding chairs, pie, volunteer politics, and one retired man who accidentally becomes far more important to local happiness than he ever intended. In the town of Hickory Falls, North Carolina, 73-year-old Norman Pierce believed that nearly every problem in modern life could be traced back to one of three things: rushing, poor labeling, or people agreeing to activities they did not want to do. He had held this view for years and saw no reason to weaken it now. Norman was a retired mail carrier, which meant he had spent most of his adult life walking up porches, avoiding dogs, memorizing names, reading weather like scripture, and developing opinions about fence gates that no civilian could possibly understand. He liked directness, decent coffee, and sturdy shoes. He disliked vague plans, overcooked vegetables, and the phrase, "This will be fun," when used by other people. He lived alone in a yellow clapboard house at the end of Willow Street with white shutters, a porch swing, a bird bath, and a small workshop in the garage where every screwdriver had a place, and every misplaced screwdriver was treated like a public failure. His wife, Eleanor, had died 5 years earlier, and in the time since, Norman had made peace with routine the way some men make peace with weather. Not because he loved it necessarily, because it arrived every day and there was no sense starting a fight you could not win. He got up at 6, made coffee by 6 to 10, read the paper by 6:20, had toast at 7, took a walk if the humidity was not offensive, and ate supper by 5:30 with the precision of a man who trusted clocks more than moods. Norman told people he liked quiet, and this was true. What he did not say because he had no interest in discussing delicate subjects near his own garage, was that quiet sometimes got too good at sounding permanent. The greatest threat to Norman's carefully cultivated peace was his friend and occasional adversary, Louise Carter. Louise was 70, recently widowed, endlessly competent, and in possession of the sort of civic energy that makes a person dangerous in committee settings. She wore clean sneakers, bright scarves, and the expression of someone who had already solved 2 problems before breakfast and was scouting for a third. She ran the church bake sale, co-chaired the library fundraiser, helped organize the holiday food drive, and had once corrected the town Christmas parade lineup with nothing but a whistle and a legal pad. She lived 3 houses down in a brick ranch with a red front door and hydrangeas that bloomed like they had been threatened into excellence. On a windy Thursday afternoon in late October, Norman was on his porch with a mug of coffee and a plate holding half a slice of apple cake when Louise marched up the walkway carrying a covered casserole dish and a manila folder. Norman looked at the folder and said, "No." Louise stopped halfway up the steps. "You do not even know what I'm asking. You have a folder. I also have baked ziti. That means the folder is serious. That means I came prepared." "For what?" "For your refusal." Norman leaned back in his chair. "Then you understand the situation." Louise came up the steps anyway, set the casserole dish on the side table, and sat down like a woman who regarded invitations as a sentimental extra. "The fall friendship supper has a problem," she said. Norman closed his eyes for one brief second. Hickory Falls Fall Friendship Supper was the annual autumn event held in the church recreation hall behind the sanctuary. It involved casseroles, raffle baskets, local music, pie, paper leaves, and enough folding chairs to suggest the town had a deep and ongoing commitment to temporary seating. Norman, usually attended for precisely 45 minutes, drank 1 paper cup of coffee, said hello to the pastor, complimented a pie, and left before anyone asked him to move a table. "What sort of problem?" he asked. The MC backed out. "Why? His granddaughter has a cheer competition in Raleigh. That sounds legitimate." He also said, and I quote, "I'm not really a stage person." Norman nodded. "That sounds wise." Louise ignored him. "So, naturally, I thought of you. Why would you do that?" "Because you speak clearly, people trust you, and you are funny." Norman stared at her. "I am not funny. You are after 70. Dry counts. I delivered mail. You spent 40 years talking to every kind of person in every kind of weather. You can handle a microphone. That is not the same as wanting one. You do not need to entertain. Just welcome people, introduce the music, announce the raffle winners, and keep things moving. That sounds like work wearing pie. That sounds like community. That sounds like trouble in church clothes." Louise smiled. "You'll be good. I'll be reluctant. That is not a credential. It should be." She tapped the folder lightly. "I may already have written your name in pencil." Norman stared at the casserole. "You volunteered me before I agreed?" "In pencil," she said. "I'm not irrational. No, just efficient in a way that alarms me." "Tomorrow night," she said. 6 o'clock. "And if I refuse? I'll tell everyone you were intimidated by a microphone and decorative burlap. Those are not equal threats. Together they make a convincing story." So that was how Norman Pierce, retired mail carrier and defender of quiet evenings, became the emergency host of Hickory Falls Fall Friendship Supper. For the next 24 hours, he prepared as if he were about to negotiate a peace treaty between rival casserole factions. He found his navy blazer, the one reserved for weddings, funerals, and restaurant dinners where cloth napkins appeared folded into shapes. He polished his loafers. He wrote note cards. Then he rewrote them. Then he made backup note cards in case the first ones failed morally. On Friday morning, his daughter, Beth, called from Charlotte. "Dad," Louise told Mrs. Avery. "Mrs. Avery told my aunt, and my aunt told me you're hosting the church supper." Louise should not have access to telecommunications. Beth laughed. "You'll be great. I have 8 note cards. That means you care. I have backup note cards. That means you're still you. I also practiced pronouncing the dulcimer player's last name. That means you're prepared." He practiced that afternoon in the hallway mirror. "Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Fall Friendship Supper." Too stiff. "Hello, friends and neighbors." Too cheerful. He looked like a man about to sell mulch at a roadside tent. "Thank you all for coming tonight." Too vague. Coming where? Why? Under what emotional terms? By the 6th attempt, he had introduced himself twice, thanked the umbrella stand, and nearly bowed to the coat closet. At that point, he decided the mirror had seen enough. Louise arrived at 5:40 in a dark green cardigan and earrings shaped like acorns. "You look distinguished," she said. "You look supervisory," Norman replied. "That's because I am. That's what worries me." The recreation hall was already crowded when they arrived. Long tables draped in orange and brown paper cloths filled the room. Mason jars with battery candles sat beside mini pumpkins and fake leaves. Raffle baskets gleamed beneath taut cellophane. Crock pots lined the back counter beside baked beans, macaroni, slaw, cornbread, casseroles, pies, cobblers, and 2 gelatin dishes Norman did not trust on visual principle. The room smelled like coffee, cinnamon, gravy, and organized effort. Retirees in cardigans occupied the front tables. Children in sweaters darted past, carrying paper programs. Widowers in sports coats stood by the coffee urn discussing weather as if they had each personally approved the barometric pressure. Mrs. Hollowell, who had opinions about all desserts, guarded the pie table with the calm vigilance of a museum curator protecting national treasure. Louise handed Norman the microphone backstage. "Why is this so heavy?" he whispered. "Because it contains responsibility. It contains batteries and pressure." She patted his sleeve and vanished into volunteer movement, which mainly involved walking rapidly while holding lists. Norman stepped onto the stage. The room settled. He adjusted the microphone. It squealed sharply. Half the audience jumped. "Well," he said, "that certainly sped up introductions." The room laughed. "Interesting," he thought. He cleared his throat. "Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Hickory Falls Fall Friendship Supper, the only event in town where you can admire decorative leaves, win a raffle basket, and disagree quietly about sweet potato casserole before dessert." The laughter came warm and immediate. "My name is Norman Pierce, and I'm your host tonight because the original MC apparently received a stronger competing offer involving family, travel, and a healthier relationship with microphones. Now wildly, not theatrically, but comfortably, he introduced the opening act.